Hey, how you doing, econ students? This is Mr. Clifford, and welcome to ACDC Economics. Today, we will be discussing how the government can affect the price level by controlling supply using the OPEC cut in 2016 as our example. So, back in 2016, OPEC, aka the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, decided to cut their outputs for the first time in 8 years. Why, you ask? I'll tell you why. So, all these low prices for oil, they've been great and all, but we've been causing economic stress on the oil-producing countries because they're no longer receiving enough money. Due to overselling, the value of oil has decreased for the oil-producing countries. So to prevent any further expansion of this economic problem, OPEC decided to cut their production in an effort to raise prices.
So how does OPEC relate to microeconomics, you ask? Well, let me give you a crash course on how this specific event is related. So, in microeconomics, there is something called aggregate supply and demand. Aggregate means added all together. When we use aggregates, we combine all prices and all quantities. Aggregate demand is all the goods and services that buyers are willing and able to purchase at different price levels. Aggregate supply is the amount of goods and services that firms will produce in an economy at different price levels. In this case, we will be focusing on aggregate supply and its shifters. Aggregate supply is affected by three factors: change in investment spending, change in the action of government, change in productivity. In this case, there is a change in aggregate supply by government action. The governments of OPEC and Russia are regulating oil production to decrease aggregate supply. To further understand, we're going to need to take a look at an aggregate supply and aggregate demand graph.
So right here we have the aggregate demand and supply graph. The y-axis represents price level and the x-axis presents gross domestic product. Right here is the point of equilibrium before the OPEC cut in 2016. Right now, and then this is the new point of equilibrium after the OPEC cut, represented by point B. As you can see, there has been a decrease in GDP from point A to point B, and there has been an increase in price level from point A to point B.
Over time, the increased price levels of oil will restore equilibrium, relieving the oil-producing countries of the economic stress they had faced before the OPEC oil cuts, making all of the economies smile again. Please give this video a thumbs up and wait for my next video where we compare the Great Depression with Miss Mallory's BC calculus class.